What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, today we've got a fragrance from the house of Clive Christian. I know a lot of you guys are into that. So this might be the first, maybe the second fragrance I've hit from Clive Christian. So let's strap up. I guess this is supposed to be a pretty prestigious house that's been in the game for quite a while. So get your favorite drink and let's go for that ride.
Okay, dinner for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on top, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today from the house of Clive Christian, the font is faded, but I'm almost certain this is Woody Floral with Vintage Rose from Clive Christian. Now, this is labeled as a feminine scent for the females. But, you know, let's see how it is. I'm going to apply it to skin. And right away, I get a blast of a delicate, rosy, bathwater floral type of rose. Almost Bath and Body Works, but really juicy, really intense. I get almost like a basket of something, like maybe like a citrus or something. It's nice. It's nice. It's not what the bottle looks like in terms of like what I would imagine it to be. Really cool rose scent. Quite surprised by it, actually. Let's switch screens here. What'd they give this? 4.15, but only 192 votes. So I'm sure it's because it's expensive. Smell what feels like orange. Oh, okay. Orange and rose. Very cool. This is light, but very pungent for how light it is. It doesn't feel like a very dense fragrance at all. It feels like maybe 2 or 3 times thicker than a body spray. It's cute. For lack of better words, it's like this feels like a rich young teenager type of fragrance, maybe early 20s. You know, like if a girl wore this to college. I get exactly what it says here. Just mandarin orange, rose in a very rose watery orange type of a little bit of candiedness to it. I get that warmth from amber. The cedar backbone is there, but it's not really very pronounced. Yeah, this just feels like a very light dancing on the skin type of glorified body spray type of feel. But it does feel quality. It does feel cologne-y or perfumey. Just barely, though. Just barely creeps into that territory. It wears very light, which I think is nice for this. It's a good take on it. Definitely high quality. If Clive Christian is expensive from what I remember, I don't know if it would be worth the money. It's quite linear. Like it almost feels like a replica type of fragrance in terms of the weight. It's good on a woman. I would actually like it as a casual, like a rich girl casual type of scent. Very, very down the middle, you know? I'm curious, what does this fragrance go for retail? Retails for $415. Joma is selling it for $187 for 100 mil? For a 1.7. Yeah, guys, I don't know about that. I'm sorry. It's a good fragrance if you have the money to blow. It could be a cute little casual scent if you're 30 and down. I would even say 25 and down, to be honest. I mean, orange and rose water with some amber. Definitely a nice, simple pairing that feels quality. I don't know if it feels niche. Definitely feels designer-ish. Wouldn't pay the money for this. Feel like you could go to the replica line. And find something like this. Definitely is a woman's fragrance, though, for sure. Again, it's got this candied light element to it, like a lot of stuff you'd see in Bath and Body Works. It has a smell of a familiar palette, like if you got a bath bomb from the Lush store. This smells like, if there was a bath bomb called Rose Petals, this is what your bathtub would smell like. in a slightly more dense. You know, the Lush bath bombs are pretty dense, so it's the fragrance that would be in the room, just kind of this light rose water mandarin orange type of feel. It is juicy in the most airiest way possible. I give it a 7. Very average. I think the only redemptive quality is that it's from a niche house, so the quality is there. You know, if you like something simple, but it's going to make you feel solid and in the game, you know, you could get this. And again, you have to have the money for something like this. But I think there's a lot of DNAs that touch on some variation of this in the clone world, in the Bath and Body world, in the Lush world. It's just not all that. There's no complexity at all. It's quite simple. On skin, it wears even lighter, but it's a pretty linear transition. You know, what you get on the strip is what you get on your hand, just a little bit less dense. Quite simple for me, guys. For a women's fragrance, I give it a strong 7. Very average, solid utility fragrance for women. This is for the woman that prefers scents that are closest to skin scents. But this has a candied, nice, you know, strong 1 foot projector, but, you know, it's strong, but it just doesn't have much sillage to it. No floatingness in the air. Even right now, I have to go to my arm to smell it. I imagine you probably would get 4 to 6 hours on this on a heavy dose of sprays. I would go 10 plus on this, ladies, like 10 to 20, honestly. What type of woman is this? This is, I feel like 25 and down. It's a bit girly. Any season, any reason. Very casual of a scent. Maybe upscale rich girl casual. Yeah, guys, I mean, yeah, guys, no, guys, don't mess with this. It's interesting, but for a Clive Christian, you know, all the prestige and what I hear about that house so far, they're kind of 0 for 2 for me. I think I'm starting to recall the last fragrance I reviewed for you guys is the Oriental one, the Igor Mond Oriental or whatever. This one is much better smelling than that one. You know, it's actually palatable, but it's very, you know, I'd have to smell some of the other scents to see what their approach is to perfumery, whether it's complexity, whether it's simplicity or whatever. But if they're a house, if their banger fragrances are known for complexity and depth and richness, then this feels very cheesy to the line. It almost seems like they sold the company, played out, and then some guy came back in with like a very McDonald's-y style fragrance. But again, it smells good. It just doesn't. It doesn't smell like something I'd imagine a Clive Christian would smell like, which isn't saying much at this current moment because I need to go through more Clive Christian. But yeah, it's a 7 for me, and I think I am being a point gracious on that. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have smelled this and what you think about it. I hope even in my dislike or lack of enthusiasm for this fragrance, I've broken it down enough for you to make a decision on it. Again, I don't want to give you guys bias. I do think it is a good scent, but for the price point, I think you would be really upset with a 50 ml of $300 of a fragrance. I think this went up to 4, right? Yeah, $415 retail, $190, $200 after tax. Nah, for a 50 ml of rose water, no, it ain't it, guys. Again, this was Clive Christian's private collection, Woody Floral with Vintage Rose. And it was, you know, solid, but nothing above average, nothing to get choked up about, and certainly not worth the price to me. Alternatives to this, again, anything from Bath and Body Works that's rosy, anything from Lush that's rosy. It has a kind of atomic rose from Initio, kind of comical rose, you know, comic book style animated rose. Like Selly would describe it. But it's just not all that to me. You know, they got to do better. So anyways, I hope you guys have a blessed week. Sound off in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell so you can stay tuned to all of my daily reviews that drop on this channel. And if you're into fragrance content, this is where you want to be. So have a blessed week, guys. Take care.